Welcome to Rhinos and Aliens.
Check me out.
You know you're the bright spot of my week.
I like the sunshine in the nighttime. Fuck it. What's going on, everybody? It's the Don, daughter of all Dons, and welcome back to the Mr. Rhinos and Aliens. Wow.
I thought you were about to say Mr. I don't know what.
Mr. Cool Guy. I don't know.
Mr. Incorporated for what that doesn't. This doesn't.
Just edit all of this.
Because I was thinking Mr. Incorporated. Because
There's going to be bloopers, but don't add that in there.
Take two. Yo, bro, we seriously need a freaking actual host.
Yeah, because I'm too goofy for this. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Rhinos and Aliens After Dark, episode 26. It's me, the Don, daughter of all Dons. Hello.
What's up, brother?
And to the front of me, to the left of me, I have
Nature Boy.
I was about to say AKA, but you already said it. But anyway, what's going on, everybody?
Bro, I was going to say my name, but then I forgot my name real quickly. Bro, it's been a long week.
Yeah, it definitely has. But anyways, before we start this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Hit that ring-a-ding-ding bell just for us so you can get our notifications. But just get things started. What's going on, bro? How you doing? How the fuck is your day?
It's out there. It's out there.
It's out in the wind, just blowing.
No, bro, I haven't gotten more than... Today was the first day in 6 days I got more than 5 hours of sleep, and I only got 6. And I know a lot of people are saying I don't function well when I don't get sleep anymore, so...
You know, I try my best when I don't get a lot of sleep. But it still comes out okay, I guess. But when I do go to sleep, best believe I'm snoring.
Yeah, but do you remember those days? Because my past 4 shifts have felt like a blur.
This whole week, I don't know what it is. I think it's because I'm like actually just working a lot.
Yeah.
But ever since I work Sunday. So ever since Sunday, I just been, my days in my head has been forward. So like Tuesday, I thought was Wednesday. Wednesday, I thought was Thursday. Today, I thought it's Friday.
For real?
Yeah, like every single day. I don't know why it's like that. Like today, I know today's Thursday only because we're here.
Yeah.
But so it's like tomorrow I know it's going to be Friday.
Yeah.
But
before this,
the last 2 days I thought Tuesday was Wednesday and I thought Wednesday was Thursday. And then it's crazy because somebody else said the same thing. I was like, I think it's just because we're working too much. Like our days are just so close together. Like it doesn't really matter anyways. We're going to have to go to work regardless.
That's a great point, bro.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It was just horrible. But like I said today,
besides work though, or because work's been so
besides work, I'm trying to get my apartment together. It's taking longer than usual.
You're not the only one where apartments are being pushed back, by the way. I know a few people at work.
Yeah, my apartment should have been done like 2 months ago, but
first and foremost, we have quite a few corrections unlike last time.
Yep.
Okay, so I stated that Breanna Stewart has never gone to a Game 5 in WNBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that is technically a correct statement, I didn't emphasize the fact that she is actually 6-0 in the WNBA Finals.
6-0.
So she is definitely on that Jordan road.
Wave.
Yeah. To add on to that, specifically, she swept the Washington Mystics in 2018, just like how she recently swept the Las Vegas Aces this year in 2020. But what I did not emphasize is that the Storm dominated the Aces. In fact, they won every game by double digits, at least 13 points. And to be specific, it was 13-13, and in the Game 3 closeout, it was 33, which is one of the, if not the most dominant finals performance in WNBA history. So we weren't necessarily wrong, but we did not emphasize
We didn't have all of the facts.
yes, how lopsided it was. And then to go off of that, going into the MLB, when I was talking about the Oakland A's and the Houston Astros, I said no team ever hit more than 11 home runs the entire postseason. Because I emphasized the entire postseason when it was specifically just that round of the postseason, which is a big difference. And the reason why that's a difference is because that divisional round, they only play 5 games, not 7. So obviously teams in a 7-game series have more chances to hit more home runs.
Right.
With that being said, I did not emphasize the fact that no matter what round of the postseason, these are the only 2 teams ever to hit 11 or more home runs together in the same series. So no 2 teams combined have done what they did. So that was technically correct.
Yeah, I was about to say, I remember you saying that.
Yeah. It was just a little, I didn't clearly state what I meant to say, and I just wanted to clear that up. And now to go to the NFL, when we talked about the Bills against the Rams, I did not emphasize how they had a 28-3 lead and almost lost. That's why that was such a good game in terms of a back and forth. And then to go to the NBA, Donyhal said something about how tall Bam is because he is technically the Heat's center. But in the regular season, he is actually their power forward, and he's 6'9". I believe you said that spot on.
Okay. I think it was like 6'9" or 6'10", I said. Something like that.
Yeah, but he's exactly, quote
6'9".
unquote. Yep. And he's technically their power forward, even though he has been playing as their center in the postseason.
Yep. Had that chemistry.
Oh, and by the way, the whole Sweetie thing, you remember how we were saying what fucking emoji did Sweetie send? What's his face?
Yeah. It was a noodle thing.
Yeah, because of the Migos single Stir Fry. So he replied with he sent a snowflake because of her icy single, and then she replies with that. So that makes a lot more sense.
End up cooking with the stir fry.
Okay, so that's for the
corrections. Quick corrections.
Now we're going to go to sports. We have no MLB this week, but we will have MLB next week just because of how the series are playing out.
Got it. Well, guys, since we're just jumping into the NBA, I want to give a good shout out to the NBA. I was about to say the NBA Lakers. Well, yeah, I can say that. The NBA Lakers, they won the championship, which, like I said, I wasn't on their side, but I also wasn't not on their side, if that makes sense.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You were, but you weren't.
Yeah. So
it's like, I want to fuck this woman, but I don't.
But if she throws it at me, I'll catch it. It's like that.
Exactly. I feel you.
Yeah, I'm happy that they won, for the Kobe, like I said, the Kobe year last week. So I'm happy that they won, but I also did want Jimmy Butler to win. But yeah, the Lakers won the NBA. They're NBA champions.
Yeah, you know how many championships this is now? 17.
We looked at it last. Okay.
Yep. It's their 17th. They're now officially tied with the Boston Celtics for the most championships in NBA history.
One.
Yep. Now, if you want to be technical, only 12 of those championships have come in LA, while the first 5 came in Minneapolis. But then if you want to get technical, Bill Russell has 11 of the Celtics.
Of the 17, yeah.
Yeah, so, and all that was before the 1971 or something like that. Most of them were all in 1960s. So if we want to be technical, if you're a Celtics fan and saying, well, technically 5 of those championships are in Minneapolis, I can say, well, technically Celtics, 11 of your championships are when there was only 8 teams in the league. So how technical do you want to get?
We don't want to get that technical. We might hurt certain people's feelings.
Yeah. Now, in terms of the actual Game 6, because last time we talked about Game 5, LeBron James had a triple-double. This is his 3rd triple-double in a finals-clinching game. Just to put that in perspective, that is now an NBA record. And he, what was it? It was 28, 14, 10, some crazy stat line.
Something like that, yeah.
Just to put in perspective the dominance of that game from the Lakers, they had a 28-point lead by halftime.
from me watching it, I just didn't think the Heat was. I think the Heat was tired, and also I just think
Exactly.
they kind of gave up after a certain time. You can tell from like the energy that they was giving out. I think they was just truthfully just tired for real though.
We're never going to truly know, but from the eye test, it looked like they put everything that they had into Game 5 and had nothing left in Game 6.
Right.
Especially Jimmy Butler, bro.
Yeah, considering he went from averaging like 20, I think like 28 or something like that the whole postseason to only getting like 12 points the last game.
Yeah, and if you notice too, for the
even at like Game 5, he had a triple-double too, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's like you can tell he was just tired.
But in Game 3, when he had a triple-double as well, Game 4, even though it was a decent game compared to how he's been playing in the postseason, it was a non-Jimmy Butler postseason game. And then Game 6 was just complete.
It was just all bad. Like, Tyler Hero, nobody was paying attention to what I was saying while I was, like, watching this. Tyler Hero was pissing me off. When I say it's making me mad, bro, he kept doing the same move, and it just wouldn't work. I'm like, bro, stop. As an NBA player, you should not be doing this if it's not working.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, well, I mean, if that's his go-to move, no, it does not make sense. He kept doing floaters. All the floaters he was doing was either missing or getting blocked. I'm like, bro, as an NBA player, you should not, as many times as he did it, you should not just keep doing it.
Yeah, he had a James Harden bad performance. You know, like when James Harden's missing his shots, he keeps attempting them, hoping to. It was that type of game.
Like, he would drive, somehow go to the middle, floater.
Yo, but did you notice it felt like all the Heat players, or at least the majority of them, both offensively and defensively, their legs weren't under them? Because, for example, with Tyler Hero, every time he tried to get by a player, most of the time, he never had the typical quickness or agility to get by the player. And then on the defensive end, bro, if you look, especially the first half, you look at a lot of the drives, especially by LeBron James, it's not like he was performing any differently than the previous games in the series, yet it felt like he was getting by them much easier, or the team was getting by the Miami Heat much easier.
Yeah.
And if you watch the highlights, obviously I didn't watch the game because I was at work, but I watched as much of the highlights as I could. Yo, play after play, pick any quarter you want, especially that second and third quarter. Players from Rondo to LeBron James, even Anthony Davis, was just... They almost in a way look like Luka, where Luka is not faster than anybody, yet he somehow gets around players. That's how they were looking.
Yeah.
It didn't even look like the Lakers were trying to really outspeed or outquick the other players. They were just easing by them. And that's the thing I noticed the most. And you said it perfectly. They simply looked gassed and tired.
Yeah, they just looked tired. That's what it was to me.
The Lakers never trailed in Game 6 as well. Just to emphasize how dominant that performance was. They never trailed.
Yeah. They took the lead like the first and second quarter. First and second quarter, everybody was like, yeah, this game is over. They already had the lead at like up to 20. They had like a 20-point lead.
Damn.
I was like, yeah, this game is over. By the end of the second, though, they was up, I think, by 30.
Yeah, and if they wanted to, they could have easily won the game by 30-plus points if they didn't take their players out.
Yeah.
Okay, so to finish out the NBA updates, breaking news as of today when we're recording throughout the day, Daryl Morey steps down. Did you hear about that? So he stepped down as the Houston Rockets GM. Interesting fact, over the 12 years that he was the GM for the Houston Rockets, they had a 61.5% winning percentage. To put that in perspective, only the Spurs over the past 12 years have won more games on average per season.
But is it the GM or is it just coaching?
Well, to be fair, they haven't had the same coach. And if you don't have a good GM, it doesn't matter how good your coach is.
That's true. Because the GM picks the coaches.
Not only that, the GM helps get the players. Look at Philly. How much help did... I know people don't consider Brown a great coach, but their GM, Elton Brand, did not help out Philly's head coach by getting rid of all their shooters.
Yeah.
This season, I don't care what anybody says, if you have to put blame on any one person, Of course, that's not the case, but if you had to, it's on Philadelphia's GM because they freaking gutted that team.
Yeah.
They brought in more bigs and took out less shooting.
Which doesn't make sense considering their lineup and how their play style is.
Exactly.
Doesn't make sense at all.
So even though, yes, you're correct, head coaching is a major factor. If you don't have the same head coach over a period of time, but you have the same GM and it's consistent winning no matter what, then you have to put it on the GM. And let's not forget, Daryl Morey is the one who believed in James Harden. He's the one who put James Harden around all these great shooters, which that's the best way to support
They
it.
just need a big man, to me. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but when you hire D'Antoni, he doesn't do well with big men. That's why they switched to... Okay, the next news update is Tyronn Lue. Shocker, shocker.
Lulu?
He's finalizing a deal to be the Clippers head coach for the next 5 years. I've never been a big fan of him unbiased.
As a coach, I've never been a big fan of him.
I think he's the most overrated coach right now.
Yeah.
But
I do agree to get Clippers a new coach because Doc Rivers to me just didn't like that. He didn't fit.
It wasn't working.
Yeah, it just wasn't working at all.
If you notice, Doc Rivers' best seasons with the Clippers was when he didn't have stars. Last year, they played team ball. This year, they only add 2 pieces, and their team collapses.
Yeah.
I will say this. I think that Tyronn Lue is the best coach for the Clippers, given the circumstances. With that being said, I think his reputation for winning Cleveland their first NBA championship is completely overrated. I believe the reason why Cleveland won is straight up LeBron James and the NBA.
LeBron even influenced a lot of, to get a lot of their players, truthfully.
Do you remember the guy before Tyronn Lue, David Blatch or whatever, the white guy, the European guy?
Yeah.
If you look up the way they play, you look up the winning percentage, the stats, he was hands down the superior coach, but he never got any credit because LeBron James did not like him.
Yeah.
Just because somebody likes you or doesn't like you doesn't mean you're a better or worse coach.
Yeah.
I hate the Clippers. I'm a Lakers fan. Now I'm really rooting for... See, the only reason why I couldn't truly hate on Clippers, I respected Doc Rivers. I respected him. Tyronn Lue, bro, I hope this... Okay, I take this back. I don't hope negativity on anybody, but he has gotten too much credit. And I hope that after a couple years, the NBA realizes maybe it wasn't him, and maybe it was actually the real reason, LeBron James, for that NBA Finals championship.
Yeah. Well, but to me, I just think I don't know if he could help the team out personally, but I need that team for the players that they have. I need that team to get their shit together. That's just...
I respect that as an analyst. Fuck you as a Lakers fan.
I just need that team to get it together because as the players that they have, they should not...
But what is he going to do?
They should at least been conference.
Any better than Doc Rivers? Going by his history. If you look at his... Supposedly he is a good X's and O's coach. Yeah, but when I see him coach teams, they fundamentally are not good.
Well, like I said, I agree with you. It was LeBron that actually got them that championship. But we will see how it is when he becomes with, if even Paul George even stays, truthfully. But like I said, it depends on him revolving around Kawhi and Paul George if he stays.
And people are always given the ability to grow, so this time off could have helped him become a better coach, and I could be proven wrong.
Yeah, and Paul George, I don't know what he needs to do. I'm not going to even say he needs to get back in the gym because in the off season he was amazing. It's just the playoffs. I think he just mentally need to get his shit together.
Yeah, bro. I was going to say, no matter how good of a coach Tyronn Lue is, if he does not show up in the playoffs, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all. I'm sorry. Paul George, mentally, I think you just need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're like nervous or something.
But if they get Rondo, have you heard those rumors? Rondo might leave the Lakers for the Clippers.
No, I didn't hear that.
there's some rumblings going around, and I'm fucking scared as a Lakers fan. That's a great pickup for the Clippers, but as a Lakers fan, I'm like, Lakers, for the love
But
of
like, who
God,
do you let go? They're definitely keeping time.
they could let go that one Pistons player that they get picked up in the middle of the season. I forgot. He's a point guard. He barely got any playing time.
They probably could though, most likely. Pay Rondo enough money.
Yeah. Now, we're going to a Twitter meme, and basically the Twitter meme by SportsCenter said, Antetokounmpo versus Leonard in the NBA Finals, just like we all expected. And you guys are probably thinking, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? The Bucks and the Clippers got bounced in the second round of their conferences, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys forgot.
Alex Antetokounmpo, and I don't know his first name.
Yeah, but that's the
Leonard.
one Leonard guy.
Yeah, that was one of the centers I was talking about.
Yeah, it just hit me.
Yeah, but it's funny because we all knew that Antetokounmpo was going to get a ring, but it was just the wrong Antetokounmpo. And it's crazy because I think it's 3 of them in the league right now.
There's 3 of them, and the youngest one is for the Lakers.
Lakers, yeah. And it's just hilarious.
And by the way, that's a great segue because there's this great clip where LeBron really got the Lakers to sign Kostas so he gets a ring.
Before Giannis.
Kostas is the brother playing for the Lakers. Mm-hmm. Alex, which we misrepresented when we discussed the previous topic, is still not in the NBA because he's only 19. But he's
okay. So it is a Alex, but he's not in the NBA yet.
And there's 4 total.
Okay, I thought so.
There's 3 in the NBA with the 4th one about to come in the NBA.
That is crazy. One brother goes and they just all bloop, 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 bloop.
Yo, but you know what's funny or fucked up depending how you look at it? Many people said LeBron James specifically told the Lakers to sign Kostas just in case the Greek Freak was interested in coming to LA, because if the Lakers had one of his brothers, that would be the reason to go to the Lakers and not the Clippers, because he's a big family-oriented man.
Yeah, that would have been pretty dope.
And by the time Greek Freak would be a free agent, LeBron James would be in his final year with the Lakers, which would be a way for LeBron
Like
James
a traditional
passing of the torch.
Legacy. Yeah.
And bro, could you imagine Anthony Davis and the Greek Freak together? All you would have to do is sign shooters. Literally, all you would have to do, sign shooters.
Yeah. Shooters, and that's pretty much it.
You wouldn't need
a point guard that can actually know what he's doing.
Yes, obviously. But you wouldn't need big men. You would keep like a Dwight Howard. You just need one.
If LeBron retire, bring in Chris Paul, that would be dope. Chris Paul, Giannis, and AD.
Oh, but Chris Paul, his salary sap is he's gonna be making $40+ million that year. $40+. You can't pay. LeBron James won't even be making that in his final year.
Yeah, that's true.
And LeBron James, as great as Chris Paul was this year, he wasn't on LeBron James level.
Yeah.
But show love to Chris Paul, bro.
Definitely. He balled out when everybody thought he was going to fail.
Okay, so this one video was specifically for how Dwight Howard was punking every team that they played in the playoffs because he was the dominant center, because every team he played, either they didn't
have a center,
or they
besides Nuggets. Yeah.
But Dwight Howard was dominating even Nicolo or
Joker.
I'm just gonna say Joker. Smart move. Yeah, Joker. Even
Jokic.
when he was guarding him. So this is for all the Dwight Howard fans, but you can make a case this is for just the Lakers' dominance in this postseason. So here you guys go.
It's a huge diesel guy dunking on kids. On some small room. It's a bodybuilder. Dude's big as fuck. My kid looked scared as fuck.
He looked like he was gonna get raped. Bro, just how much do you think he paid these kids?
He had to. If not, I'd have been pissed if he didn't.
Bro, I just love his face. It looks the best. I know if anybody's been on Twitter for the past 5 years, they've seen this video, but it looks like a combination of him taking the most massive shit, but at the same time having the best orgasmic nut of his life.
Let me ask like, what, bro?
Yo, you know what? Low key, bro. Bane without the mask. You know those cartoons where he would pump the venom in and then he would poke up and he'd be like, ah.
Yeah. It was definitely like that.
And the last video, guys, is it's a random video, but it was attached to whenever Paul Pierce is making up stories about LeBron James, because you know they used to have that whole Cleveland/Miami and Celtics rivalry, and Paul Pierce always likes to dig at LeBron James, even though sometimes what he says is actually pretty true. This is a video to perfectly represent a metaphor of Paul Pierce talking about LeBron James.
Hearing some moaning from my bedroom, and I had to go figure it out what was going on. So I went in there and I said, boom, boom, bam. I shot up in that door like that, and the door flung open, and I seen, guess what I saw? I saw them with a double-sided dildo with their ass smashed together. I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. These motherfuckers look like cat dog. So I say, what the hell going on up in here? He gonna turn around and say, huh? And she gonna say, meow. I said, oh hell, something got to be wrong. And that's the first time I ever came into contact with what these drugs doing to the community. It's just sad. It's just sad. It's just getting ridiculous. And
Wait, did he say two girls or a dude and a girl?
I think it was a dude and a girl, which
because he said
I ever had to deal with.
Because he said the dude was like,
it was my wife and her boyfriend.
Oh,
so,
what?
You know, naturally, I came home from work and I
my
started
wife
hearing some
and her
moaning
boyfriend
from my bedroom, and I
Yeah,
had
that
to
didn't
go
even
figure
make
out
sense.
what was going on. So I went in there and I said, boom, boom, bam. I shot up in that door like that, and the door flung open, and I seen, guess what I saw? I
Yes.
saw them with a double-sided dildo with their ass smashed together. I said, hold up,
wait a minute.
Something ain't right. These motherfuckers look like cat dog. So I say, what the hell going on up in here? He gonna turn around and say, huh? And she gonna say, meow. I said, oh hell, something got to be wrong. That's the first time I ever came into contact with what these drugs doing to the community.
So he blamed it on drugs? What?
This is a man from Florida, so I don't take that however you want. But
My wife and her boyfriend. I don't know if he actually mean boyfriend.
I think that's what he means, and then once they were fucking, it just became literal.
Wow. They wasn't fucking. They was
Whatever.
on some kinky shit.
Whatever. What got me is that they basically.
Meow. That's what got me. Like, I'm pretty sure she didn't fucking meow. He was like, hmm? And she was like, meow. Like, what, bro?
But that makes the comparison of cat dog so perfect, bro.
It does, but.
And dude, unless
Meow.
he had this scripted, he's low key smart to make up a story this brilliant.
Yeah.
Because all of this could be straight up bullshit, but
my thing is he blamed it on drugs.
But I guess that's why it's so brilliant comparing this to Paul Pierce talking about LeBron James, because most of the time he doesn't make any fucking sense. So that's the whole point of this comparison video. Thank you guys. Now,
But to continue on, let's do that.
how would you best describe that video if you had to explain
It
it?
was all bullshit. It was all fucking bullshit.
Okay, now we're moving to... We're going to switch it up from sports. We're going to do some entertainment. And I know a lot of people are fans of Eddie Murphy and the film Coming to America. Mm-hmm. And there's been supposedly a sequel made, and it's supposedly been supposed to release for however many years.
They actually just pushed it back.
Incorrect. It was supposed to release by Paramount in theaters this year, December 18th. And there's been rumors for months now that because of
I just
the
heard this morning that he was going to push it back. Not this morning, but this afternoon.
well, whoever your sources are, they're incorrect because
It was on the radio.
they were incorrect. This is directly from Paramount.
Oh. Did they just cancel it or something?
If you let me finish, I got you, bro. I got you. Okay, so for many months, because of the pandemic, they were considering selling it off to a streamer, most likely Netflix, because that's who they've been selling it to. Mm-hmm. But particularly over the past couple of weeks, rumors of Coming to America ending up on Netflix have been false.
Amazon Prime.
Yep, you heard that. We now know the film is indeed going to skip theaters, but instead it's going to Amazon Prime. Furthermore, the sale is reported at $125 million.
Is Eddie Murphy going to be in this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the main lead in the film. Actually, it has a pretty dope-ass cast, too, of a lot of great or funny black actors and comedians.
Cool.
Now, the film was initially slated for theatrical release on December 18th. And this is probably where the confusion came in, saying it was delayed. It's not being delayed, but instead it's going to premiere on Amazon Prime on December 18th, just in time for Christmas time.
Oh, okay.
And then to go off of that, when the deal was finalized, this also includes transfer of marketing tie-ins such as McDonald's and Crown Royal. So it's going to be a big push, which is one of the reasons why Amazon paid $125 million. Now, to put this in perspective, over the past couple weeks, first it was sold to Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. Then it was Greenland to paid video on demand just a couple days before the Coming to America news came out. And now we have this Coming to America. So the point is, what were supposed to be 4 of at least 8 of the biggest films releasing over the next 2 to 3 months are now going to streaming. And the only major film releasing that isn't a Universal film is Wonder Woman 1984. And it's supposed to open up on Christmas, but I'm highly doubting that now.
Yeah, it might get pushed back, but you never know.
Now, to get specific, the film allegedly cost $60 million.
The Wonder Woman one?
No, Coming to America.
Okay.
Coming to America allegedly cost $60 million, and Paramount just made $125 million. So that is a net profit of directly $65 million, if those rumors are to be true. Just to put this in perspective, in order for Paramount to make a similar profit if they release the film in theater, the film would have to make $300+ million. And that is a very hit or miss considering where
it's going.
Well, no, I'm saying if it released in theaters, the way the place theaters are in, the state theaters are in, especially domestically,
yeah,
it was very unlikely that a film that was released over 30 years ago and its sequel coming out and making that type of money, especially a comedy film.
Yeah.
So this was a win for everybody but theaters. Amazon Prime just got a major win. Paramount got a major win. And the theaters are just sitting there sucking ass right now. And I really feel bad for them. I really do.
Since we're talking about theaters real quick, can we talk about how AMC are doing private, they're giving out private theaters now for $100?
For real?
Yeah. Too bad we don't have one here. We have AMC's here, but they're not going to give us, they're not giving us the private sessions. Like, you can rent out a whole theater up to 20 people.
A whole theater screen?
Yeah. Up to 20 people for $100.
They're desperate.
They are.
Holy shit.
But do you know how much fun I would have with that?
Is it... Now, did you read or hear close enough to where it's any film, or it has to be a film in theaters, or...
I was looking at the movie selection. It is a lot of movies, but most of them are from, like... There is a lot of old movies.
Oh, that's cool, bro. Yo, you know...
Like, you get to pick... Like, if you look it up, you get to pick what movie you want to watch. I'm not sure exactly, like, if how many movies, but I think it's just one compared to how it was set up on the... Like, if you guys have the app or look on the website, it'll show you... It'll ask, like, what city you're from or what theater, and it would say, like, the movie, your name, and all of that.
Yeah.
So...
That is...
It's dope.
If you got 20 people and everybody divided that equally, each person's only paying $5.
Exactly. But like I said, it could also be just for one person. If you just want to go by yourself,
And
I
just
feel
say,
like that's
"Fuck it."
stupid. But if
Yo.
you're going on a date, I guess that would be cool too.
I was about to say, if you want to get technical, and if you have close friends, you get 3-4 friends, bring their person, and
It's like 20 a person, damn near 20 a person.
fucking a movie theater.
Yeah, and it's just all spaced out. You know, I got the top, you get the middle, you get the bottom middle,
And it has those new chairs, bro.
the recliners and all.
We're gonna
that.
talk this on.
And they got the heat up seats. All you need is a blanket and a pillow.
And yo, the sitting position is low key one of the most underrated positions. Mm-hmm. It might be the most. We're gonna talk about it on Rhinos and Aliens episode.
Yeah, we definitely can.
I've been doing some research, not actual.
I'm about to say research for what?
That
The sex on the recliner chair. All right,
Righty.
guys.
Okay, so to get back to the whole Paramount, Amazon coming to America thingamajig, long story short, all you need to know, Paramount won, they just made a profit of $65 million directly. Amazon Prime won because they just
So
got...
they basically got their money back and like an extra $5 million, right?
No. They got an extra $65 million. They made $125 million and they only spent $60.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't spend any money on advertising. So literally, Paramount only spent $60 million on the production budget, and that is it. And then they just made $125 from Amazon. So that is a direct, in the black, $65 million profit.
Okay.
Yes. And then Amazon Prime, once again, they're not like Netflix where they scoop up every single film that isn't released in theaters by a major studio. They hand pick which films they want to. And with this coming to America, they once again prove that they're only picking films that either have a chance to be a critical hit or a commercial hit if they were actually still released in theaters. So Amazon Prime, if you guys don't know, they don't release that many TV shows. They don't release that many movies. But when they normally do, they're massive hits one way or the other. And then, we got theaters that are so desperate, they're saying, rent out a whole theater for
$100. My thing is with that. Did they give you like free stuff when you do like free popcorn and stuff, or do you still have to pay for that? I would be pissed if I still have to pay for that.
Why do you think they're doing it? So you have to pay for it. That's how they make their money. Movie theaters make...
So I have to rent out a whole fucking movie or movie room and then still have to pay for my popcorn and shit?
Yeah.
That just pissed me off.
Yeah, but it's still...
Bitch, that better be included.
That's still a great deal, though, man. If you got the actual 20 people.
If you got the 20 people, but if you don't...
Yo, if I was...
Even if you got 10, it's fine.
Yeah,
if you got 10 people, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if it's just you and you still... No. Nope.
Now, that's where it becomes bullshit.
Yeah, $100 and then I gotta pay for my popcorn and shit.
Yeah, that's...
You workers gonna be in here sucking dick. The fuck? I want all the female workers. I got this shit printed out. So I need all the females workers in here twerking ass and sucking dick.
Okay, so we're going to get back to sports now.
Yeah, go ahead.
With some NFL talk.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so the way I'm going to do it this week, we're going to give the scores, and then I'm going to give some feedback on the scores depending on the week. Okay. So because we didn't do it last week, so we're bunching these together. For week 4, the notable games, the Browns ended up crushing the Cowboys 49-38. The reason why that was so important is because the Browns rushed for over 300 yards in that game. 300 yards, including a 50-plus yard rushing touchdown by Odell Beckham Jr. Now, getting to Donyhal's team, the Saints, in Week 4, they defeated the Lions 35-29 in a very exciting game.
Definitely.
Now, this is the key, though. In that game, the Lions had a 10-plus point lead. And they ended up losing the game. So at that point, this was the 6th consecutive game which they led by 10 points and lost. To put this
My team is good for coming back, though.
Yes, we're going into that for week 5. But to put this in perspective, this 6th consecutive game is now the longest losing streak when you have a 10-plus point lead or more in NFL history.
That's tough.
The
I'd have been
Lions
pissed.
own the record for the most consecutive losses when they have a double-digit lead.
It's not a good record.
No, and yeah, I feel really bad for all the Lions fans that had something to believe in when they had the previous coach. Yeah, Caldwell, who was doing really well with the Lions for 4 years, and then they fired him because they wanted to take the next step.
Next step to own that losing record. Got it.
Good segue, because instead of taking that next step to Super Bowl, no, they took that next step down to being shit.
Great way to do it, guys. Now you're in the record books. That's one way to do it.
Yo, bro, when you think about that, bro, this is dating back to last year. So that means you're carrying in negative momentum from a previous season, which is very hard to do, by the way. And all 4 games up until this point, they've had their starting quarterback. So what's going on? And just to put this in perspective, it is hard
defense
to score points in the NFL. So when you have a double-digit lead and you somehow find a way to lose the game, that's bad enough as one game. This is 6 straight. Can't emphasize that enough. Okay, so the next game, Buccaneers come back to defeat the Chargers 38-31. Just to put this in perspective, the Chargers had a 17 or a 17-plus point lead, and they still found a way to lose to Tom Brady. So, respect Tom Brady.
I also didn't know Tom Brady was like 43.
He's old, bro, yeah. Like, as much as I dislike Tom Brady and I think he's completely overrated, I respect real, recognize
I did
real.
not know he was that old.
Yo,
Like,
bro, he's nearly 2 years older than Drew Brees, and Drew Brees is 41.
Yeah.
Just to put that in perspective, and 2 years in the NFL that's a massive gap. That's the difference between you being an MVP player and you being a bum, with the way the NFL goes.
It's crazy. I didn't know he was that old.
And then, of course, because we have to...
What's the average for an NFL quarterback to retire?
Well,
Because I know for like NBA is like in their 30s, if not late 40s.
Well,
Like,
I don't go by the age.
early 40s.
I go by just the years in.
Yeah.
Average quarterback stays in the NFL. Last time I checked, it was over 8, nearly 9 years on average. But that was 2 years ago, and since the league has become softer, it might be higher now. It might be over 9, nearly 10.
Yeah.
But quarterbacks, obviously, of any position, they have the longest
Playing time.
Yeah, 'cause for many reasons. Just know your shit and
You
don't
won't get hit.
Yeah.
Or you'll get hit, but you'll get hit less.
Yes. But to finish week 4 out for notable games, the Bills defeated the Raiders 30-23 in a very exciting game against a very great team. We're going to get into this next week, or I said for week 5, why the Raiders are actually much better than people suspected.
Okay.
And at this point, the Bills were 4-0.
Well, they beat us, so I can't say they suck. So, fuck them, Bo.
Okay, so to go off of week 4, at this point, Aaron Rodgers didn't play in week 5 because of a bye week. But Aaron Rodgers in his first 4 games has a 92.8 QBR rating. To put this in perspective, this is the highest by any player through 4 games since 2006. QBR has only been tracked since 2006. To really say, okay, that might not be that big of a deal. The players in second and third place for QBR, second is Peyton Manning in 2013 when he won the MVP and he passed for 55 touchdowns. Third is Tom Brady in 2007 when he won MVP and passed for 50 touchdowns. So once again, Aaron Rodgers has a better QBR than what are the 2 best or 2 of the 3 best
Hall of Famers.
Not only that, regular seasons by a quarterback in the past 13 years. So if he keeps this up, hypothetically speaking, he's going to be quote-unquote guaranteed an MVP trophy and 50-plus passing touchdowns to put
If
this
he stays on track.
Exactly. And that is all I have for week 4.
Bum, 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 bum.
Now going into week 5.
Bum, 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 bum.
Week 5 was very, very exciting. The Bears came back to defeat the Buccaneers 2019. So I guess there's karma in the universe after the Buccaneers came back in
Week 4.
The Raiders came back to defeat the Chiefs 40-32.
Sheesh.
And by the way, the Raiders at one point were down by double digits, and they came back and beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, by the way. Just throw that out there.
Been pissed.
The Raiders only have one loss this season. They're balling out.
Definitely.
The Steelers defeated the Eagles 38-29. Now, this wasn't a great game. It was an exciting game. That's why I put it under notable. And another reason why I put it under notable, the Steelers' rookie wide receiver, Chase Claypool, had 4 total touchdowns. He is only the second rookie to have 4 or more touchdowns in a game. The other player, Gale Slayers, a Chicago Bears former running back, and he's a Hall of Famer. And I'm going to do a future sports from all angles episode about him. He is a great. So when you're in company with him, that means something. By the way, he's the last non-quarterback to have 6 touchdowns in a single game.
Non-quarterback. What is he? What is he, a running back?
I believe so. And you know when he played? 1960s.
Sheesh.
But let that shit sink in, guys.
Damn.
The last non-quarterback to have 6 touchdowns in a game since the 1960s. Oh, and by the way, this rookie for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he is the only rookie in NFL history to have at least 3 receiving touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. The Steelers are now 4-0. This is their first 4-0 start since 1979. This is only their 3rd time. Let this shit, as successful as the Pittsburgh Steelers are, this is only the 3rd time in their franchise history they've started a season 4-0. The 3rd time. You know what they did the previous 2 times?
What?
Won the Super Bowl.
They're not going to win, though.
Foreshadowing.
They're not going to win.
Hey, most likely they won't, but if they do, I put it on air right now.
Yeah, you did.
I predicted the future. That might not happen. But hey, that's what predicting is about.
We got it on camera. That's all that matters.
Okay, so the next notable game, the Seahawks defeated the Vikings 27-26, bro. Now, 2 things I want to point out. First off, Russell Wilson had his 30th game-winning drive, now surpassing Matthew Stafford for the most since 2012. Matthew Stafford had 29, Russell Wilson has 30, and then no other player, not even Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, has more than 25 or something like that. So Russell Wilson, there's a reason why people would think he should be the MVP this year for many reasons. But with that being said, before Russell Wilson got the ball, what the fuck were the Vikings thinking? It was 4th and 1. Actually, less than 4th and 1. Inside the 10 of the Seahawks. They were in the red zone. I believe it was on the 6-yard line. What would you do, bro? You have a 5-point lead. Would you take the easy field goal? Or would you try to get the first down and run the clock out if you get that first down? What would you do? Especially if your defense was doing pretty well and you're a defensive coach.
I would just kick the field goal.
I agree with you.
How many yards was it?
It was technically 4th and 1, but it was less than it was only around 2 feet, so less than 1 full yard.
Oh, yeah, I would just kick the field goal.
Now, to be fair, up until that point, the Vikings were dominating rushing the ball because they have that one running back, Cook, who, by the way, he had at least 1 rushing touchdown every single game this season. So he is balling out. But getting back to that, I don't know, bro. It's one of those.
It's like, I don't know. It's like you want to clear it. Like, you want to
easily win.
Like, make sure you get that W, but
you would have an 8-point lead if you make the field goal. So not only would the Seahawks have to get a touchdown, they would have to get a 2-point conversion.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have just kicked the field goal.
I agree. Now, being unbiased, I see both sides of the argument, especially with the way you were running the ball up into the game. But as somebody pointed out, the New England Patriots were running the ball all down the Seahawks when they played, and they had a 4th and 1 to win the game with Cam Newton, and all it takes is one play to stand up. It only takes one play. All you have to do for this one play, okay, we sucked ass, but all we have to do, it's like whenever you're in a fight, you're getting your ass whooped, but it only takes one punch. Mm-hmm. It only takes one punch. So I feel as much as we were dominating, as much as the Vikings were dominating running the ball, you go with the guaranteed points, and you force the other team to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are now 5-0. This is the best start in their franchise history. So even when they had the Legion of Boom or the Legion of Doom, they never started 5-0. Just to put that in perspective, how good their offense is playing. Technically, you could say the Seahawks' offense is better this year than their defense has ever been in terms of a record perspective.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, now getting into the next game, we have the Saints coming back to defeat the Chargers.
And it was bad at first.
Why don't you get into this? Because this is the only team you keep up with. Give your perspective.
It was bad. I didn't really watch it because I was at work. But for me, looking at my phone gives me like every time they score notifications, I would say.
Yeah, updates.
Yeah. So every time I looked at my phone, it was always the Chargers scoring, not us.
Yo, that first half was rough.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And then, like, at one point, I just stopped looking at my phone. And then, like, when I started getting more updates or whatever, I started paying attention a little bit more.
Okay.
And then it was us scoring. I was like, oh, all right. And the next thing you know, it was like 23 to something. And I was like, okay. But then the Chiefs, I think, was still up at that time. So then, like, I just stopped paying attention. Yeah, I said the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Chargers was still up at that time. So I just was like, all right, whatever. Because at that time, I think it was only, like, fourth quarter. It was already fourth quarter with, like, 3 minutes left. Or it was, like, three and a half or something like that.
Okay.
So then I just gave up. But after the game, I looked at the highlights later, kind of find out we won with, like, 3 points.
And
I was like, holy shit.
You came back from a 17 or something point deficit?
It was bad. It was like 6 to 17. It was like 6 to 20 something for the longest.
Yeah. Now, do you remember what I said about what the Chargers did against the Buccaneers in Week 4?
Mm-hmm.
What did I say?
I don't remember.
They had a 17-point lead.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, I got all my trust in Drew Brees and my coach Sean
Payne.
Yeah, it's just like I said. I think I said it last week. I'm not sure, or the week before actually. It's just our defense. Our defense has not been good for the past couple of years. They just have teams score on us. We just have my thing is our offense is just good.
Or to be fair, a few years back, you actually had a good defense. They just got fucked by bad calls.
Exactly.
But the past 2 years, your defense has been
been shit.
Very suspect. To put some perspective on this game, the Saints are the first team to come back behind 7 points or more on Monday Night Football with less than a minute to go in the game.
Yeah. Since
the Cowboys came back against the Buffalo Bills in 2007. That was a very notable game.
Yeah. That game was actually epic.
It was. That was the year the Cowboys went 13-3, and the Bills were leading the entire game, and that fucking kickoff.
Yep. And the Bills just suck.
Drew Brees now has 13 career overtime wins as a starter, surpassing Tom Brady.
Yeah.
By the way, this is his second overtime.
This is the second time doing it.
Yeah, this week. I said this week. This year. This season. It was a couple weeks ago he did the same thing. And then the rookie for the San Diego Chargers becomes the youngest quarterback to have 4 passing touchdowns on a Monday Night Football game. So, yeah, there's a reason why the Chargers are getting these 17-point leads. Why they're giving them up, that's another question.
I don't know what it is. They probably do be like, oh, we got this in the bag, guys. And the next thing you know, all right, guys, get your shit together.
Yo, it's like it's the classic tale of the rabbit versus the tortoise. The rabbit is however
overconfident.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to sleep this off." And then the moment he wakes up, the turtle's crossing the line, and it's already too late. It's too late. You fucked up.
By the way.
Yeah. I just had a brain fart. But by the way, the Chargers are the first team in NFL history to give up 17-plus point leads in back-to-back games. So I don't know what's going on this year, but first the Atlanta Falcons giving up back-to-back 15-plus point fourth quarter leads, the first in NFL history. Mm-hmm. The Chargers are the first team in NFL history to give up back-to-back 17-plus point leads. So I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm starting to miss defense.
I've been saying this in both sports, NBA and NFL.
Okay. Now, to be fair, I've been saying that in the NBA for
a while.
Yeah.
Tuh.
Bro, when James Harden is doing what he's doing, I'm not saying he's a great player. Yeah, we need to.
So there's a whole lot of flopping going on, too.
Okay, so most recently, just this past Tuesday, the Titans played the Bills. The Titans are now 4-0. They whooped that ass. Did you watch? They won 42-17, bro.
40 what?
42-17.
Jesus Christ.
And that was the game where Derrick Henry stiff-armed the fuck out of that one
cornerback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Josh Norman.
Sheesh. That drink. There's been so many memes out with this guy.
I feel bad.
They had one where he was like jumping out the window out of a house. Like he had another one where it was a drive-by and he had him jumping in the bushes. It's a lot of bad memes out there for him.
Damn. By the way, this is just a few games after Derrick Henry stiff-armed the fuck out of Earl Thomas in the game against the Baltimore Ravens last year in the playoffs.
The only thing I can say is Josh Norman, like the way he flew, it seems like
it was bad technique.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, this is what many people are trying to emphasize. Josh Norman is still a grown-ass man around 6 foot playing in the NFL, and at one point in time, he was considered the best cornerback in the NFL. Go back to the last postseason. Earl Thomas, he might be short. He is fucking ripped, and he at one point was considered the best safety in the NFL. You see this translation? Ripped, grown-ass men at one point considered the best at their position, still one of the best at their position. And by the way, these aren't Adrian Peterson stiff arms where he's using momentum and he's pushing them out the way. This dude is legit, no matter how bad form it is. He's putting his arm in their face and just literally pushing them. Like people don't realize when two players are coming together and you somehow make that player go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
A grown-ass man in the NFL, bro. That shit is crazy. Okay, getting back to the whole point of this. The Tennessee Titans scored 122 points over these first 4 games, setting a franchise record. The Browns, while defeating the Colts in their 5th game of the season, this is the 4th straight game they've scored 30-plus points. All victories, by the way. This is the first time
Big W's.
They've done this since 1968. Oh, and by the way, this is also the first 4-1 start since 1994
for
the Browns.
Oh,
by the way, the coach for the Browns in that season was Bill Belichick. Just saying. The Jaguars are the first team.
Guy.
Yeah, that was a perfect plug.
Guy.
The Jaguars, in their most recent loss in Week 5, they lost to another winless team. This is the 3rd straight loss to a winless team. This is the first time in NFL history that has been accomplished. So, as you've been saying for all these weeks, yeah, the Jags are shit.
Yep. They're just still shit.
Todd Gurley just emphasized this past week what talent he used to have as a Los Angeles Rams, because he just scored his 75th total touchdown, and he's not even 27. This is the 5th quickest ascent to this milestone in NFL history for any kind of player that is not a quarterback. And the reason why I want to emphasize this is that it was some ridiculous number. It was either 60 or 61 of these 75 touchdowns came over his first couple seasons with the Rams. In the past 2 seasons, he has been completely underperforming. So if it wasn't for that one knee injury that nobody knows what happened, how he got it, he has not been the same player since. So there is no telling how quickly he would have actually gotten to 75 before this funk over the past 2 seasons. And that's the sad part, whenever talent is ruined by injury. I have nothing else to say, bro. About the NFL. I got a great thing to finish out today.
What's up?
I got some science information.
Real quick, let's go.
Okay, so telescopes have captured this rare light flash from a dying star as it was ripped apart by this massive black hole. As they like to say, supermassive, so that's even more massive than massive, obviously.
We know. What a guy.
This is rarely seen because what this is considered is a tidal disruption event, or a more common way to explain it. This is an event that spaghettifies stars as they stretch and stretch, and all you can see through the telescope are these lines of light that look like spaghetti.
That's weird.
Yeah, so this black hole took a sun that was more or less the size of our sun and destroyed it in a way that the only thing you could see afterwards is light sources that looked like spaghetti. And
Was they blown up or they was just...
well, it was consumed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and as it was
I can
being
imagine that now.
as it was being consumed, obviously it's being destroyed. And as
Yeah.
it was being destroyed,
It just comes into like little strings.
like spaghetti.
That makes a lot of sense.
But to be specific, whenever you hear a tidal disruption event, that's whenever a star is being consumed by a black hole and what's left are stringlets like spaghetti of light.
Because they're like getting absorbed in.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's cool when you, well, not for the sun, but in terms of witnessing that is
Yeah,
quite
to see it
fascinating.
actually happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Just imagine, like, the best way to explain it, just imagine the sun, take a photo, and then put an image over it where the only thing you can see of the sun is spaghetti lines. And that's what you would be seeing in a telescope so many light years away. Do you want to know how many light years away? I got you.
Go ahead. Lay it out.
Okay, so this event...
This guy.
Well, bro, we had a little slog with the football, and I was trying to make it and it felt sloggy, so I'm trying to spice it up with this science. Go out with a bang, pun intended.
This guy.
I'm on fire right now.
Just
I'm
like
not
the sun.
Okay, serious note. Getting back to that segue about how far ago this was. This was 215 million light years from Earth, at least. Just to put this in comparison, for the nearest star system on Earth, the Alpha Centauri, whatever, is roughly 4 light years away. The Milky Way is roughly 200,000 light years in distance, in diameter, in length, however you want to measure it. So the Milky Way, the galaxy we're in, the Milky Way galaxy, is only 200,000 light years long or big. This spaghettification of a star was 215 million light years away.
Damn.
The Milky
Wait,
Way,
how did I even know that?
whatever telescope they have. Now, to be fair, they could be bullshitting us.
They probably are.
This could be the Matrix right now. Full disclosure, we're in the Matrix. Who knows?
How the fuck can you tell that? Like, how can... Oh, my brain hurts.
You want
Because it's
me-
like, how do you even see that?
You want me to make your brain hurt even more? I know you do. 1 light year is the distance of light which travels in 1 year, which is roughly 6 million miles.
Yeah.
So if you want to do the math, 6 million miles times 215 million. And that's how many miles away this explosion was.
Not doing it.
So 215 million times 6 trillion is...
I mean, I guess it's possible because if you see a star blow up or anything, it's definitely possible to see that no matter what. But to see it that far, to see it get warped into a black hole that far away, it's ridiculous.
It was 215 million and then 6 trillion, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So to put that in perspective, if you multiply that, it comes out to 1.2 something sextillion miles away. It might even be bigger than that as septillion. But quick math, I think it's sextillion. And yes, I'm not emphasizing sex. It's actually sextillion.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah. Oh, that makes
Yeah.
my brain hurt.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know?
Yeah. But I want
I don't know how they saw that, but good job for them. 'Cause I don't even know how that's possible to see that.
Yes, I agree, bro. And
Especially off a telescope.
yeah.
Like, you gotta have a big-ass telescope.
Big and long.
Like this dude.
That's what she said.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's Rhinos and Aliens After Dark for you guys. Yo, because you know how for Rhinos and Aliens show, I used to always bring up science facts, and then we quickly, like, just because of the way shit happened, we stopped doing that, and then now we are barely doing that. So I just wanted to get this.
It's not like
out
we
there.
barely doing it. We just haven't
Posted. I know.
Yeah.
I got you.
Guys, Rhinos and Alien Show episodes is coming soon, all right? But to end it on that, we're going to do a quick 5-finger rhino thrust. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure, that was the one, by the way, that was the one. Number 2, make sure you subscribe. Number 3, make sure you hit that bell so you can get all of our notifications. Ring-a-ding-ding. Number 4, make sure you share to your mama, your grandmother, your parents, your dogs, your cats, all of that. And number 5, make sure you
Comment.
give us some feedback about anything else off of here. Also, give us some corrections. Also, just tell me about how your day is and all that good stuff.
How do you feel about the past 2 weeks of the NFL? How do you feel about the Lakers winning the chip?
NBA championship.
And how do you feel about a black hole completely
Sucking
consuming
up your butthole.
a sun
And
1.2
Sing this.
plus sextillion miles away?
Yeah, I personally don't think it's possible, but I also don't have their technology. So,
And now I know why they use light years instead of actual miles, because I would get sick of saying 6 trillion miles away.
yeah,
I'd just rather say 1 light year.
yeah.
Yeah. So LOPH.
Cadoodle. Just a friendly reminder, guys. Hit the subscribe button in this corner. And then for the newest video. Then for the most recommended. And then for our famous dick pic.